This is a continuation of what we were working on last week on Friday. Example 3 says here, surface area. Find the surface area of this container that has no lid. And this becomes something that we are gonna try to adjust because there's one part missing, right? So we know that the surface area of a cylinder is, okay, just going to your formula sheet, is 2 pi r h plus 2 pi r squared. 2 pi r h plus 2 pi r squared. So that, this part here, page 34. You got it? Oh, are you talking about the formula? Or the formula? Oh, okay. Okay. Sorry. I thought the page. So the surface area formula is 2 pi RH plus 2 pi r squared. Remember, there are 3 parts in a cylinder, the surface of a cylinder. So this is the side itself, the lateral, the one that kind of, when you hold on to, if it's like a pop or a drink. And then this is a formula for 2 circles. Pi r squared is the area of a circle, but then there's a 2 there. That means it's just doubling that up. You got the top circle and then the bottom circle. So this whole thing is for 2 circles. So what we're going to do is we're going to adjust this because it does not have a lid. Okay? There's no lid on the top. So what are we going to do? So SA is 2 pi RH plus, instead of 2 circles, we're going to have just 1 circle. You can just put 1 times pi r squared, or just go pi r squared. Okay? So this is the adjusted formula. Okay? So we only need 1 circle. Now that we have that, we can put the values in. Surface area is equals to 2 times pi times r. Okay, what's my r? 1.5. And height is 4. Plus pi times r is 1.5 squared. Okay. So that's, and then now it's just a matter of figuring out the surface area. So go ahead and do that. I'll try the same thing. So I got a 44.77, rounding it off to 2 decimal places. And finally, I have the correct formula, I have the substitution, and the final answer with appropriate unit. So what's the surface area for this? Is 44.77, and the unit is inches square, because area is unit square. Okay? Is that good?
You different lesson 6. This 5.
I don't have any more. Can I give it to you later? Yeah. I'll photocopy that for you. Okay, example 4. Okay, bring it down a bit. Good. Now let's take a look at the example number 4. It says there, calculate the surface area of the following box using a mold to make a triangular chocolate treats. It has a bottom, but there's no top to this, or no lid, right? Sometimes we use the word no top because there's no top piece. Sometimes we say no lid. So they mean, so calculate the surface area of the box. So how do we do that? How do we calculate the surface area? So base times height plus the length. This is the length here, times A plus B plus C. Okay, so this is the full formula. This is the full formula. So which one can we take out? Which one? Okay. Now B times H, base times height, this part is for 2 triangles. So 2 triangles. So base times height, that's for the 2 triangles. Okay. Now, why is it B times H for 2 triangles? Because remember, one triangle is 1/2 times base times height, but then there are 2 to that. There's top and bottom, so times it by 2. That's why it's B times H. So B times H, that is actually for 2 triangles. Okay, so how can we change it so that we don't have the top piece? Just a half of it, right? A half. So area is equals to 1/2 B times height plus L times A plus B plus C. So this is the, notice that this is the formula for one triangle. Do you remember that? So a triangle is 1/2 base times height. So that's one triangle. So 1/2 base is 5. Height, I gotta use the right number. Height would be, which one's our height? 3.12, right? That's because that's the height of the triangle plus the length. Now we're getting into the rectangular pieces. The length is the 4.5 times A is 4, B is 5, C is, oh, I wrote down C. C is 4. So this is your A, B, and C. So surface area is equals to 1/2, oh, times that. I can do this all at once. I'll do it all at once. If you want to do 1/2, you could, or you can type in 0.5. So 0.5 times 5 times 3.12. Now if I'm going to type this in, I need to have a brackets. So the answer is 66. So 66.3 centimeters squared. Okay. Is that good? Okay. Are there any questions about that? Yeah?
How do you mark the sides? Like A, B, C?
How did I mark the sides?
You can put C to A, or you can put B to A.
Okay, that's a good question. How did I know which one's A, B, and C? That's what you're asking about, really, right? So when you look at this triangle, it's upside down, right? I'm gonna go like that. Now this is the base of the triangle, so that's the B. And then the height is the H of the triangle. So height of the triangle is perpendicular to the base. So what they did is, like, it's actually pretty interesting how they did the formula here, because the base, they called it the B. The B is the base. And then here, the A, B, and C are the perimeter of the triangle. So if this is the B, then this is just the A, and then this is the C. So let me take my props again. This is my props. So with this prop that I have, this one would be the height of the triangle, right? That's the height of the triangle. So that means that this part here is the base of the triangle. So base times height divided by 2, that's the triangle piece. And then now the perimeter, how can we figure these out? So this is, I'm calling A, this is the B, and then this is the C. So when I match it up here, this is the A, this is the A and A, the C will match up with the C this way.
So how about if you start where instead of C, A, and then B, and
Yeah.
then C?
So you can call this A, B, and C. That's okay. That's okay too. That's okay too.
How you know you are looking at only one angle, one triangle? Because it says in the exercise where
Okay. Come again. Can you ask me the question again?
the
I don't
question
think
is
I
that
know.
how you know we are looking for one triangle only, because the formula says two.
Or three triangles.
Yeah.
Like we can see now 2 or 3 triangles in the picture.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
but
see.
we find out one.
One. How you know how we are looking for one?
Are we only looking for one?
Two for one, yeah.
Yeah, because they said there is no top for this. There's no lid. This is removed.
Only that.
Yeah,
But not all.
yeah. If we were to do it separately, the surface area is 1/2 base times height. That's the top triangle.
Yeah.
Plus, if I do the bottom triangle, that's another 1/2 base times height. Plus the rectangles, right? These rectangular pieces, and then the other side. So the 3 rectangular pieces to recreate a 3D so we can see the three sides there. So there is a hidden rectangle at the other side, right? Yeah. And you can see that this is the length, and then that's the width. And that's the area of that hidden rectangle right behind. Now what about this part here? This is a rectangle also. This is the length, and that's the width. And then this one here, this is also another rectangle. This is the length, and then this is the width. So if we unravel it, unfold it, so this part is right there. This part is right here. This length, and then this length here is right there. So if we add them together, that's the whole perimeter of that triangle. And then opening it up, that's the same length this way. So this is the A, the B, and the C.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that okay? Yeah. It helps when, yeah. So the question is, this part, a half B times H and a half B times H, this altogether is B times H, right? For this question, we only want one triangle, right? So we're crossing off that one. So we only have 1/2 B times H. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay, so I think I'm gonna stop right